What up, everybody? It is Libra with Libra's Thoughts Podcast. I have a thought. Let's tackle it. So, I got to let you watch this clip real quick and then I'll chime back in.
The mental health industry, it has done an amazing job at raising awareness, but a terrible job at promoting growth. Instead of helping people build capacity, it's created a culture where identifying with struggle is more important than overcoming it. We've made it uncomfortable to challenge certain narratives because they're tied to identity, so much so that if you push back, people assume people assume that you just don't understand. But here's what I know. Understanding something doesn't mean you have to live by it. I'm Black, so I already know that they're against me. Yes, systemic barriers exist. History is real, but when did your entire existence become a reaction to oppression? When did you stop seeing yourself as someone who builds and instead as someone who is constantly blocked? Strength isn't just about pushing through, it's about refusing to let obstacles define what's possible for you. I could say that I'm a woman, right? As a woman, you have to work twice as hard. You're expected to do all of the things, but does that mean that you accept exhaustion as a personality trait? Who told you that proving your worth had to come through suffering? Strength isn't about constantly overcompensating. It's about knowing when to stop performing and start demanding. As a trauma survivor, maybe you say, I can't handle negativity. Healing isn't about removing every trigger. It's about building the capacity to navigate life without crumbling. If you only feel safe in controlled environments, you haven't healed. You've just rearranged your world to avoid discomfort. And that's not resilience and or strength. That's avoidance dressed up as self-care. We have confused acknowledgement with attachment, thinking that naming our struggles means that we have to live in them forever. The goal of mental health should never be to keep you fragile. It should be to make you stronger.
Now that you had the opportunity to take a look at the clip, look, I actually agree with her. I agree with this whole thing she just said. Girlfriend nailed it, killed it, ate it, all of that. Okay, listen. The heightened awareness gave me the ability to understand who I was as an individual and add puzzle pieces to areas that I was unsure about, like my meltdowns, my overstimulation. I didn't know I was experiencing any of that until the heightened awareness of mental health, right? But I legit used that to grow so I wouldn't be stuck. I do think we use our mental health diagnosis as a reason to flip out and just be. And I don't agree with that. Getting my late diagnosis helped me understand that a lot of things that I was experiencing before were meltdowns, being overstimulated, etc. Not understanding what that looked like, so it would just show up, and I don't know what is happening, right? But now, because of the heightened awareness, I was able to understand that I have ADHD and there are certain signs that I need to look for when my anxiety is creeping up, when I'm getting ready to flip out, melt down, whatever is getting ready to happen. I need to recognize those signs and symbols so I can self regulate. And I'm great at that now. I'm great at being able to detect when a meltdown is coming and how to articulate it so I can get the space necessary to experience that and release. I can articulate when I'm overstimulated, what that feels like, what I need to do before it actually goes down so people around me can know how to help me or not help me, depending upon where I'm at. Without the heightened awareness, I would not have been able to um, understand me fully so I can make the necessary adjustments to be my best. And let me be clear, there are days where I lose it. And then there are moments where I'm like, all right, girl, you let that one slip through and it's cool because I'm human. But I have a lot of self awareness and a lot of willingness to say, okay, girl, you know what you can do, you know what you can't do, you know what you're capable of, what's appropriate right now. So you are not reaching that level, that height, right? And we do use it as a cripple, as a crutch, so that we can play victim. We do that. We really do that. Now, y'all, I still got to play mama because I am mothering right now while I'm at the park and doing this show. Hold on. There's your door. Come here. Tell the people hi. Come here. Here. You don't want to talk? Come here. Say hey. Come over here. They can't see you though. Come here. Boy, come around here. Come back here. Come here. Come over here, Larry. This way. This way. Lyric, come here. Don't sit down. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, mom.
Me too. Mwah. All right, go ahead. My son has autism. He was also a motivator in me getting a late diagnosis. So when I'm seeing this heightened awareness of um, mental health awareness, and I'm looking at my son and I'm looking at the similarities, it pushed me to get the late diagnosis. But anywho, fast forward back to where I was. I wholeheartedly agree with her. Like, we really do use that as a reason to cut a fool, act a fool, and just be. And we want everybody around us to accept the just be part. Your door here. Get down. Get down, baby. We want everyone else around us to accept the just be. Hi, baby. We want everyone around us to accept the just be part, right? And that's not how this works. We really use it as a reason to be handicapped. We don't use it as a, what are the strengths and weaknesses in this diagnosis? How do I capitalize on these strengths? And how do I minimize these weaknesses? Or how do I morph these weaknesses into strengths? We don't look at stuff like that. We really use it as an excuse to not be able to do something and then expect a handout like, well, since I can't do that and I have this quote unquote disability, what can I get without me having to do work? And I think it's just unfortunate, um, because a lot of people end up stuck and handicapped and incapable and missing out on life because they don't want to take what is about them and flip it into something productive and meaningful so their life can be fruitful instead of, dormant, stagnant, whatever you want to call it. Be careful, Chubby. So I'm going to say this and I'm going to end it out because, I'm trying not to be so long winded, y'all. I really encourage each of you to understand what your existence is and why that is. I encourage each of you to get it tested for whatever you believe that you have, whether it's ADHD and autism. For my case, it's ADHD and autism, honey. Who would have thought? Um, I encourage you to get therapy, assistance, and help. And it's not easy to get that. Let me say that again. It's not easy to get. When I got my late diagnosis and this glow up that I had to really work for it. I had to dig for it. I had to child. I didn't have it easy to get here. So when I tell you it's doable, it's doable. It's not as simple as looking up somebody and getting it done. No. You're gonna have to make sure that it aligns and that it's appropriate in order for you to win. But I encourage you, take this woman's video, y'all, and save it. Because I do believe that if you are broken free from what you believe,